It's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we're on a mission. And our mission really is to inspire, our mission is to empower, and our mission is to provide you, that's right, you, the entrepreneur, with all of the resources that are necessary to execute the big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And on this episode, we have the one and only Caprice, who's in the building. I know, Caprice and then Smith. Isn't that kind of funny? But Caprice Smith, who's in the building, and she'll be talking about women achieving greatness and having multiple streams of income. Hello, Caprice. How are you?
Hello, Shay. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. It's good to connect once again and have this conversation, which I really couldn't wait for because you said women achieving greatness. And
Yes.
when you think of greatness, you think of achievement, you wonder, well, why do we have to have this conversation in the first place? I guess my question is, what's holding women back today from just launching forward into their greatness? I mean, seriously, we do have Instagram. And they can get up every day and get inspired and motivated. We do have AI and Bard, I guess, from Google these days now, and they can get you going. And then we got more podcasts than ever before. Yet, there's a reason why women today are struggling to achieve greatness. What's your view of the world? Why are these problems out there? What are the problems?
Women are so focused on looking great, they forget how to be great. They struggle with finding greatness, Shay, because they have no idea what they're looking for. They believe that work will translate to happiness, peace, and resources, and it just does not. They don't know how to define it. This is why we struggle.
When you say the word greatness,
hmm
greatness means different things to different people. When you say the
Yes.
word happiness, happiness means different things to different people. So can you kind of dissect that for a moment? What does happiness even look like? We can say that. And then, greatness, which is, I know this is a big loaded question. It really is. But what does greatness look like? What does it feel like? Just from your view of the world, you work with women all over the world. So I'm just curious.
Yes. Absolutely. So the women I work with are very busy. They have already some streams of income. They have a purpose, they have a goal, and they're even motivated. How are we motivated? But the issue is they have no idea how to make sense of all the things they have accomplished. And this is the first way to define greatness. My synonym for greatness is uncuffed. As the uncuffed living expert, and you'll understand what that means in a few, but as the uncuffed living expert, I teach women it's okay to be wonderful at many things, to practice self care, and to serve your tribe or your community. Part of the issue is that women don't spend enough time learning who they are and they adopt other definitions of greatness from others. And it's okay to model behavior, but it never works if you are not living your authentic definition of greatness and being uncuffed. And there are 5 foundations, Shay, 5 that they must tackle or they will never achieve it. You want to know what they are?
Well, you can't leave us on the edge here. You can't just leave us saying, say there are 5, but yet
They're
I'm
five.
going you let me know if you want these 5. If not, I'm good.
You gotta want it. That's a part of being great.
Yes.
You have to want it
Yes.
more than I want to give it to you. Do you want it? Okay.
They're like, go, Shay, go. Get that stuff.
Go. The first is they have to honor who they are. In the morning, on a good day, on a bad day, at night, when crisis strike, when life happens, they have to recognize their love language, their community language, their learning style, and how they move, what motivates them and what keeps motivating them. Because if you don't take the time to figure out who you are uniquely, who you are at the core, you may miss your big moment. You could be given a complete platform, but because you don't know who you are, that won't translate well to the world. The second is they have to be clear about who they are serving. Now, I'm a Bible toting, going to church 3 times a week Christian. That's not what I'm talking about. God has to be in the mix, but you have to be clear on what your life's purpose is going to do for others. You have to be clear on who you are serving. I'm very clear. I'm serving strong, empowered women with many accomplishments, helping them make sense of it. Not everyone can serve that type of woman. You have to be clear who you are. The third is You must put God first. You have to absolutely put God first. There is no exception, there's no shortcut. And then the fourth is you must find your identity in a very busy, very distracted world. You can't be so amenable you no longer look like yourself at the end of the day. And then the last, Shay, the last and most important is that you have to take chances, stretch, and learn daily. So if you're not evolving consistently, if you look the same way you looked 5 years ago, there's an issue. You're stagnant in your growth. We don't want you failing to thrive. We want you living, giving, and being very wise in everything you deliver. That's what it means to be uncuffed.
Love it. And so what do you say to women that's listening saying, hey, Shay, she's on my street. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
Come
I'm
on,
feeling what she's saying right now. And they're
come
thinking,
on.
Shay, she said a couple of things. She said, one, self-care, but she's right. I'm busy. And to the woman that
Mm-hmm.
may feel guilty, let's say that, and you hear that sometime on these shows when I'm interviewing, like, Shay, I've got to do this responsibility at the office, but yet I'm
Mm-hmm.
also an entrepreneur, which is a lot of our audiences, by the way. They're dualpreneurs, by the way, work
Yeah, yeah.
full-time jobs, full-time entrepreneurs. Many are
Mm-hmm.
raising their children, are dealing with a family, some by themselves. They're like,
Mm-hmm.
self-care, Shay, but when I do that and I need to step away, I feel like, I'm taking something away from the family, I'm taking something away from my kids or from the relationship. So what do you say to the person that's listening that says, I'm all that in a bag of chips, but you said self-care. How does she balance being able to take care of herself and not feel guilty about it, not feel like they're not stepping up for somebody else?
Yeah, that's a great question because a lot of people, a lot of women believe that if they prioritize their self care, what they love to do, going to the gym, getting their hair, nails done, taking a massage, taking a tea break, or doing nothing at all, they feel like it's taken away from something else. When in actuality, it's replenishing them, refueling them, giving them the energy to really live out their moments, to be happy and peaceful. Not no one wants to be around a disgruntled, successful woman. You can keep that to yourself. You want to be full, not full of yourself, but so full of positive energy that others are attracted to you. A lot of entrepreneurs struggle because they are struggling with the idea that they are their second business. God is the first. Well, they're the third. God is the first, the family, and then themselves. So what I'm trying to say, Shay, is women still feel very guilty taking personal time because they weren't taught to, they weren't trained to, they didn't put it into their agenda. They don't set time aside. And if they don't do that, it usually takes a crisis in the marriages, with the kids failing in school, with the extramarital affairs popping up in neglected marriage. It takes a bank account that's broken before they say, you know what? I might need some more training. I might need to step back and take a minute because this facade of just doing and doing and doing isn't working. So ultimately, Shay, they have to push aside that guilt and recognize that they're not replenishing and refueling themselves. They're not honoring their uniqueness, and no, they're creating a person that no one wants to be around anyway. So you may as well take the time, do the self work, so that you're attracting what you're supposed to attract and building in the right way.
They're listening. I'm listening. They're thinking, Shay, who is this person? Like, I didn't read the bio, Shay. I know it's out there, but I'm just listening right now. I'm driving in the car. I'm heading to the office. I'm listening to this podcast. Someone's cooking right now. They got the
Uh-huh.
iPad up. So I believe that
Uh-huh.
God is a woman and she has an iPhone, by the way.
I
They're
agree.
listening to it. They're listening to us right now. And they're like, Shay, wait a minute, slow down. I like it. Sounds good. Sounds like she know a little something, something there, but
A little
who is
something.
this woman? Okay, here's the question. Share your backstory so they know who
Mhm.
you are. And then what was that
Yes.
defining moment where you knew that you were called to help women, which you're going to get into, achieve
Mhm.
greatness and have
Mhm.
multiple streams of income? I know y'all heard that twice, did you? Yeah,
The
yeah,
money.
multiple streams of income. So that's the question. What's the backstory on Caprice, and what was that defining moment for you that led you to really on this path that you're on now?
There was so many. The most profound was being on my own, having to live with family and friends at 14 years old because of a family that had a lot of abuse issues and mom having to separate. So having to figure things out very early in life created a woman who realized that I could literally accomplish anything. And I did. I served as a special investigator for 20 years. And upon retiring, earned the crown of Miss Corporate America. And if you want to represent your hometown, you got to do it quickly, guys, before that space is gone. But I earned that crown, and I am currently a professor in criminal justice. But I have never walked away from my love of entrepreneurship. I've owned a nonprofit, authored many books, coached women, and currently today I'm a senior director in this direct sales company called Mary Kay, focused on skincare and self-care. The short version of this answer, Shay, is I'm a woman who has gone through and continues to go through motherhood, parenthood, wifehood, having multiple things to do, but I take my naps every day. I empower and impact people in very positive ways. And what brought me here was the realization early in life that if I wasn't going to do it, it was not going to get done, regardless of what anyone else thought. My morning started at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm leaping out of bed, and I'm like, let's get this going. Because if I don't do it, I only have 100 years to live here on this earth. If I can't do it while I'm here, it may not get done.
I love it. So what is this whole concept? I mean, someone goes from being a special investigator to a professor to now want to help folks get multiple streams of income. It seems like an oxymoron here.
It
This
really does,
journey
right?
in this path. It really does.
It
But it's cool.
really does.
And what it lets us all know is that it's possible. It
Yes.
doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter where you are. The only thing that matters is where you're going and the path you're
Mhm.
on right this very moment. So my question to you is multiple streams of income. Again, different things, different people. Give us your view of the world on what is multiple streams of income and why it's so important today. Take it away.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. So for me, the most disheartening thing is for some woman to have an amazing idea, have the intelligence and passion to pull it off. Everybody has passion, but not have $1 to fuel her dreams. But then she wants to be a coach and pour into someone else. No, honey, let's get your bank account where it needs to be. And then we can talk about making sense. Did you see what I just did there? Sense of everything you're doing. So for me, multiple streams of income is the catalyst for change. Before income is education and training. When I was a detective, I was a college student, right? As a business owner, doing many things, carrying out my passion in so many different levels. When I retired, that's when, believe it or not, the income started matching the effort. Ladies, if you are listening to me and your income does not match your effort, you aren't either trying hard enough or you are not trying the right way. This multiple streams of income is the idea that you can fuel your own dreams through your own efforts. And that means stepping outside of your own box and not being afraid to do things like, oh, become a Mary Kay lady. Oh my God, there's so much judgment attached to us being a part of a larger movement. We don't have to figure things out and start from ground zero, not all the time. And I believe when women learn how to work more together, and help each other's tribes by supporting each other's tribes, the bank accounts will increase. So the message there, Shay, is many women are so laser focused on their own messages, they forget that there's a whole tribe willing to support them, but they have no idea how. And I wouldn't dare say buy my book. A book is about $20 to $25. If you sold 5 or 10 in one day, is that really a stream of income? I'm going to teach you how to turn that book into a platform, into your voice, into many things. So that's what I'm talking about. The income that changes not just your family's life, but your tribe's lives.
You have this phrase that was the life uncuffed,
Mm-hmm.
which when I first saw it, I was like, whoa, what is that?
Yeah.
Why was that designation why is it there? And why is it
Mm-hmm.
one of your personal mantras and kind of who you're known for, by the way?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for that, Shay. It speaks to the being in uniform for 20 years and then taking literally taking the handcuffs off, no longer having to carry them in my purse, on my waist, uncuffing. But the bigger sense of it is even through finding success, I realized there was so much self work needed. That's an ongoing process that if you don't take the time to uncuff that maternal or paternal voice that you hear every day that's telling you you're less than, you're not good enough, you're never going to reach your point or your moment. If you don't uncuff your own personal judgment surrounding your efforts, you're going to always judge yourself too harshly and have that guilt attached to taking care of yourself first. So you're not going to be good to anyone else. And uncuffing at the core of it means, you've heard it. Your no's have to mean no's. Your yeses can mean yeses. If you are giving back the way you're supposed to give back and you're serving your tribe and everyone's winning, you're not just the only person out of a big group of people that's always winning. If everyone attached to you is winning, now you're uncuffing because of your attachment, of your affiliation. Lives are being changed, not just your life.
Mm. What's one of our favorite questions to ask when we get an expert like yourself here who's had a diverse background, done so many different things, is one of our favorite questions to ask, which is, what's one of the best pieces of advice you've ever been given, right? And sometimes I'll frame the conversation, which is of all the mentors you've had, and so many mentors on this journey of life, so many, some you may have met, some you may have never met. What's one of the best pieces of advice you ever received? Now, for those that are at home, this is the time you get to lean in, because you get to walk away with one of the core values that Caprice holds near and dear to her, that she's going to pass on to you. And you may never meet her mentor. You may never read the book. You may never come from the same place she came from. But that one idea, you only need one idea to change your life. She's given you many so far. One could be a lifetime value to you. So what's the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Do it. Do it. Do it differently than it's ever been done. Shock. I know you said one word, but you know who you're talking to. Come on, I'm gonna give you 15.
Come on,
There's a
somebody.
shock. There's a shock value attached to doing things your own way. You be the cop turned professor, professor turned the pageant queen for women in business, the author. You be that person. Don't be so afraid of what others may say, because they're going to say things about you anyway. If they ain't paying your bills, it doesn't even matter. So shock the heck out of this world so that you can change it.
I love it. I love it. That's good. Just do it. Do it anyway. Now, you mentioned that one of the things that you're doing, you're part of, is the Mary Kay. You're part of a
Mhm.
community. Before we
Yeah.
get to the next segment, talk about the power of collaboration. Like, one of our 12 rules for life here is that collaboration crushes competition. And one of the things I
Yep.
love about it is you're part of a collaborative effort where in that organization, people can feel like, wait a minute, it's just me. I got to protect my territory. I can't be sharing what I know, what you know, because you might get my people. My mom used to say
Yeah.
back in the church days, I grew up in a Pentecostal church, y'all. Y'all know that. Everything I learned, they was
Come on
my
now.
people. You can't be talking to my people over there. I'm
Right.
not trying to judge. Don't judge me, please. I'm a Christian.
Right.
Don't judge me. But everything
Right.
I learned in the Pentecostal church. But my question to you is, talk about the power of collaboration and why you're open to being able to
Mhm.
share and network within different areas. And you're comfortable doing that as you build these multiple streams of income that they can be
Mhm.
across multiple platforms.
Absolutely. One of the biggest things I loved when I joined Mary Kay was the level of intense mentoring that I would pay 10, 20 grand for. That's just free. It's just free. It's something special about being around, people say like-minded individuals, but if those like-minded individuals are have some valley thinking and aren't making any moves, then that's not a good thing. You want to be around some people that's going to take you out the valley to the highest hills that you can even imagine. And I'd never in my late life been around so many women making so much money just through skincare. And this isn't a promise. And I'm here as Caprice Smith, not as a representative speaking on behalf of Mary Kay, but I can tell you, since being in this business for 5 years, I've earned the use of my fourth free car is being built now for our unit. We've been featured in the Applause magazine. The shine is there. I get the shine. My tribe gets the shine. My offspring, they have pink Cadillacs. So it's just an amazing thing when everyone wins. So collaboration to me looks like this. Lean in, ladies. If you are constantly showing up and you're never ever feeling fed when you left, you need to stop showing up. You need to find a different platform. You need to find a time when you are the star and it's your turn to shine, and you attach yourself to the biggest, brightest star in that room, and you don't be afraid. Think like us Mary Kay girls. If you have a good idea, we have a good idea. We all win together. So what that looks like, Shay, is be open to listen and learn. And when it's your turn to speak, you speak and share with your whole heart. You give the good stuff up front. You don't have to hold it till the end.
I like that. You have this heart to give. I just love it. You know, we have a segment here called Today is My January 1st. And I know for
Yes.
some of you, you wait for this moment. I know every night, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can't wait to say those words. Today is my
Today.
January 1st. Doesn't that feel good? Happy New Year to you. And for
Yeah.
some of you, this is your very first time joining. So welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur family, by the way, Happy Entrepreneur Show family. Today is our January 1st. That's a personal mantra for us. It represents a do-over. It represents a fresh start. It means our past, no matter what the past is, well, it no longer equals the future. So my question to you as you're listening and you hear those words to you over there, Caprice, is number one,
Yes.
when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, what do you hear? And what was another one of your January 1st moments where you had to bounce back from something?
Oh, that's incredible. It was confusing retiring, and it was also confusing entering the world of academia as a professor. I had to shift not just my language, but civilian folks don't find the jokes that sworn folks find funny. It's a different world. My January 1st was a realization that the minds that I was shaping were really going to go forth and change the world. And they were so open. So I had to really take that role serious, being a professor. Outside of my professional world, my January 1st moment happens every day at 5 o'clock. When I tell you I'm leaping out the bed and I'm thinking of ways I want to change the world that day, that's me. Is it annoying to others around me? Probably. Do I care? No. But if we are not living every single day like it's our January 1st day, we're going to miss it because we're not guaranteed a lifetime of chances.
I love it. I love what you're doing. I love how you say that. It's just spot on. Two-part question as we come down the home stretch. Number one, how can people, number one, what type of clients are you working with today? That's number one. So what type of clients is your firm taking on, if any? And number two, how can folks best connect with you and stay in this conversation over and beyond the time that you and I have right now?
Absolutely. So every Monday we have a success masterminding session with my women uncuffed tribe, mainly centered on self-care and skincare through Mary Kay. The best way to contact me is through all the social medias, Caprice Smith Uncuffed. It's very simple. Yes, I have capricesmith.com. Yes, I have womenuncuffed.com, but everyone just goes to the social media. Find me there, Caprice Smith Uncuffed, and keep things simple, ladies. If you are ready to move, if you don't need to be convinced that you are the answer to some solutions, don't waste your time contacting me. I work with high energy women that are already accomplished and need a little more sense of bringing clarity on what their message looks like, and they are opened to changing some things, and it may be through skincare.
I love it. Thanks so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. This has been fun. Thank you.
Yes, it is. And thank you. Thank you to viewers. Thank you for tuning in. Without you, well, there is no show. So we thank you from the bottom of our heart. You know, every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I never get tired of saying these words. I never get tired of reminding you. Sometimes I get these notes and emails, and someone texts me the other day, Shay, you say it every night. I'm going to continue to say it, that I believe that you truly are awesome if you're watching. I believe that you're amazing. I believe that for you, you're just one idea away from the breakthrough. And that for you listening, today is, in fact, your January 1st. You can take exactly what you just heard and apply one idea, do it, and today will be your January 1st. And because of that reason, your best is still yet to come. I believe your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. With that being said, my name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. And I promise you, from the bottom of my heart, we'll make some good things out. We connect again next time. God bless, and we out. Thanks a lot, Caprice. You're amazing.
Thank you. Peace.